Hey, good afternoon. You know me, Val C from Conte Compound. Hey, it's currently about noon on Saturday afternoon. It's a real nice steady rain going on outside, so I thought now would be a good time to maybe check in, see what's going on, answer some questions. I see we got some, over the past couple of days, I've talked to a handful of you. Each of you had some questions that were all good questions and valid, and I just wanted to kind of clear some things up. So I just want to do a recap first of the time that we've been away. So we've been away the 20th to the current day, and since then we've had 70 leads come in. So that's a lot of leads over almost an 8-day period. We've done a really good job of following those leads up, and we've all had 6 phone ups come in. So those phone ups have been dished out to a few of you guys that have gotten in contact with some people, and some you haven't. So I just want to clear up some of the things. First of all, after reviewing all those leads, something that's really important. I feel like I've addressed it a few times now, and maybe I'm not clearly getting through, but the email responses that I gave you guys to respond with, the header that says Hondru Ford or Hondru Chevrolet, and then the vehicle they're requesting, it's cut and dry. It's very simple. I can tell you right now that I have some factual stuff that I can look at that shows me how many times people are visiting other dealerships on the Ford side of things, and the average used to be 1 or 2. It's now 5 or 6. So I can tell you that people are bored. They're searching all afternoon, all morning, all evening, whatever time of the day, but they don't even remember where they've searched at. So it's really important that you just put your Hondru Ford or Hondru Chevrolet in the header along with the vehicle they're looking at. Because these people right now, they're looking at everything. And you want to make sure that they remember that they looked at and what at your place. So it's pretty cut and dry. I made it as simple as I could for you guys so you didn't have to really mess around with any of the other emails. And secondly, make sure you're using the response I gave you. That takes them to the dealership, to the digital dealership. They can play on that name your payment. That way they're not asking you for specific things. Or if they do, you can already direct them. Hey, did you try my name your payment? Or the shop click drive. That way they can mess around, see what it's like, see what the payments come out to be. Maybe they do, maybe they don't like it. But it gives them some time to fool around on our site, which a lot of sites don't have. So that keeps them on our site and keeps them engaged in what we're doing on our website. So those two things, I can tell you, looking through the 70, maybe 10% of them actually have that information in there. So I've looked at all of them basically, and to me, some of them are really confusing. So just keep it consistent. Offer that information. If they then inquire back and want some additional information, then you can, respond accordingly. But at this point in time, by not sending them those things, you're just confusing the customer even more because we're not business as usual. These people are spending 10 times at the minimum more time in front of their computer than they were before. So now they're searching everywhere and anywhere. So it's more important now to keep them on our site. Just keep it simple and stay engaged. Roger, I talked to him this morning. He asked some good questions about, what should we say to the customers? What can we do? I didn't even know we could still sell a car. So we can do some of those things. We can still stay engaged with the customers. We can still answer their questions because even though we're closed today, we may be open tomorrow. I don't know that. Maybe we get a special exception. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I can tell you right now, I want to be ready. If they call me on Tuesday and say, we're open, I want to know who's in the wait, what customer's waiting to come in, and who's ready to take advantage of those situations. So that stuff's really important because when they do open the floodgates, everyone that's engaged is going to be reaching out to their customers and asking them to come in. The same thing we're going to be doing. So making sure that you're just, having a simple conversation, answering any questions that they may have, and then maybe concerned about where they're at. Are they safe? Everything going well? Are you still working? All those things. So there's still a lot of cars being sold. Obviously, there's a lot of inquiries going on. So just do your best to stay engaged with the customer. I would say up till yesterday, when the governor released the new information, it was okay. I know Ian sent some people by, to look at some cars on the lot. So did Josh. Josh ended up meeting a customer at the showroom and taking a deposit to sell a car. That was all okay up until yesterday. Now, as of 8 o'clock last night, we are not really allowed to be on the road, doing things that are non-essential. So we're still a non-essential on the sales side. So at this point in time, I wouldn't recommend sending any customers by or trying to meet anyone at the dealership. So until that changes, I'll let you know. But I wouldn't do that anymore. But as far as, I've gotten some questions yesterday and today about, our deal's going to change. What can we do about this? How about this payment? We can still work figures. We can still give people ideas. I've done that with a handful of you. I know Jim I have, Ian I've had, Josh, we've worked some numbers. So those things we can still get done. And we can be ready to roll once they lift this ban, and we can ask the customers to come right in because they're going to want to. And then that inventory, those special deals are going to disappear pretty quickly as people start to suck them up, and I want to be able to take advantage of that. So, what I would recommend at this point, keep people on the page. That I have that name your payment set up for a reason. So people can actively see what their payments are, what they're working on. They can click in and out of vehicles, why they do it. The same way with Start Your Purchase over there on Shop Click Drive. Make sure you're using that. They can use that, and it keeps them on our website. And that way it'll be probably less questions for you, but it keeps the customer engaged with us. So, and then when they submit things, which they have so far, I've already got 3 or 4 submissions. It's really important that I'll send that right out to you guys and to that customer. So those things are just really important. So other than that, I hope things change very soon, and they can. I don't know if they will, but if and when they do, I want to be ready. I want to be the guy that is, when we bring everybody back in the door, and when that time comes, that your customers are coming with you. All right, because it's going to be a little bit of a slow crawl once we get up and running, because not everyone's going to be reacting to what's going on. Everyone's trying to get their bearings and figure out what's what. But the customers that are actively contacting us, I want to make sure that we're actively contacting them and just staying engaged, a few times a day, checking in. So last but not least, I would make sure if you are following these customers up, that you're sending them relevant information so that we don't look silly. All right, I wouldn't send them a repriced quote, okay, if we've never given them a price, or have you fallen behind the cabinets for David Hasselhoff, okay, those things. Don't send those out. Make sure you are aware of what you're sending the customer so that they're not getting something that is silly or makes it look like we're not even paying attention. So just be careful of what you send out there. Just make sure it's relevant. Even if it's like a hi, just checking in for the day, anything I can do for you. Those simple sentences will probably engage the customer because they're bored. I know all of us are trying to be as active as possible, but the customers are bored just like we are some of the day. So they're just looking for some connection and wow, this guy is here. Oh, they are talking to me. Okay, so just do your best to hang in there. I know it's tough. Trust me. March 20th, okay, the day that we really shut the doors was my 24th anniversary. I was here 24 years on the March 20th. All right, never did I think that come that following Monday we would all be laid off and wondering when we're going to open our doors again. All right, so it hits everybody hard, and I know it's challenging, but we're going to get back to work very soon. And when we do, I want to be the guy reaping all the benefits. All right, and I know you guys do too. So we can do some catching up and get back right on board with making some money and selling some cars. So just keep it positive. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Each and every one of you have asked me, hey, is it okay? I don't want to bother you while you're home. You're not bothering me. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help. So just keep everybody engaged. All right. If you have questions, reach out. I'll be more than happy to help out. We'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.